welcome to the cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue. This is my 26th floss tube, and I am so excited. We're at the tail end of June here, but I still have a few more days to get some more stitching in on the month. I have WIPs, I have a finish for now, and I have an FFO, and I want to talk about my goals for not only the rest of this month, but also going into July. So we have a full episode, so sit back, relax, grab your stitchy project or crafty project, and let's go ahead and get started. And I want to start with my WIPs here today. That's right. So my first WIP, which also happened to be a WIPGO call back in, let me get my trusty notes here because I had to write all this down. So this would be a WIPGO number 5, which is from May. This is called The End by Bad Stitch. It is from the Adventures collection right here, and I'll show you what it's going to look like when it's completed. I'm just so excited that I get to, I was able to work this during the Eastern Iowa Cross Stitchers Stitchy event. So yeah, it's going to look like this. I love this. I love the skeleton. I love the story behind it about how that individual came to rest there. Obviously kind of lost in their battle. But, you know, you can also see like the mushrooms and stuff and how the life is making something from death. And so the circle of life moves on. So I love this. I did put this on BeStitchMe's garden party. Look, isn't this just like the most perfect thing? I love this so very, very much. I did most of the green. I think I only had a little teeny tiny bit of dark green on this side when I started, and I've done like all of this, and now these two are actually connected in a way because there's green in between. Before they were not. They was just like skull, body, and there was no ground, and now there is a ground. You can see I'm still attached here. So yes, I do plan to work more on this. This is definitely going to be a finish for this year, I have decided, because I love this so much. And the garden party is perfect for it. So this is Stitch on 18 count Ada, Garden Party by BeStitchMe using 2/1 full cross DMC. And here's a closer up visual. And these darker splotches here, they're actually kind of green. Not as green as this, which you can tell this is green, but it's got that green tint to it. This is like my favorite pseudo-neutral fabric from BeStitchMe. I love this. So I'm so glad that I was able to work on this. It is so beautiful and I love it very much. It is amazing. So we'll go ahead and put you over here and we'll get the next WIP here. Okay. So y'all, this was a WIPGO pull, of course, from March actually, number 9, the Fungi cell by LivingOntheRainbow. This particular, I'm working on the pages now. So this is an actual fungus book. And I've already done the cover, which I've shown multiple times. But I've just finished the first page. Right here. It is beautiful. It says stinkhorn, edible, but yuck. Blech. So I actually did the mycelium roots over here. I got all the wording in. Most of what I had done, actually all of what I've done here just to finish this out was the back stitch. And also right here, you can see this very faint back stitch. It goes all the way around and up. That's going to help with the pages when I, cut this out and take it apart and then I have to put it back together. And I've never finished a book before, so this will be interesting, but this is on 16 count coconut shell. It is also Ada using called for DMC and Krennic right there. This page, I'll be honest with you, I have to admit, this was a slog for me because of the backstitch lettering specifically. Now I'm fine with, the little flies and their backstitch and the mycelium, but this lettering here and here, it was designed to be on like a linen or a Lugana and where they have multiple holes, but it's not designed for Ada. So due to that, I would have, I tried so hard to get the cursive lettering that was called for, and I couldn't do it because it split the fibers in the 80 here way too much. I mean, if you look here, you can see the squares. And what I had to do, I don't know if this will focus or not, but I had to split these little tiny squares up. And I couldn't do it. It looked so bad. It looked really bad. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to make my own font. So I made up a bunch of stuff here and here. I had to do 4 more stitches of this gold Krennic here because Stinkhorn ended up being too long after I'd done it. Totally fine. And then I had put the but yuck a little too close to the edge here, so I didn't get the exclamation point after it. Don't care. I underlined it. I figured that would be emphasis enough. That's something I could see myself doing in a journal or a rogue fungarium, as I'm going to call this book. In fact, it's already in the cover. So yeah, I do love this though. I love the mushroom book. I absolutely love it. I just had to get over that mental block that has taken me since March to overcome, but I've done it. Yes, I can move the hoop here. I've got all of the others like ready to go. I don't know if you can see them all, like all the yellow. There we are. Got all the yellow squares ready for the rest of the pages. So I am excited. However, I did tell this that I was going to put this in timeout for at least another 2 weeks. So because there's stuff going on in July, but I would like to pull this out again. Definitely before summer's over, just because I want to get more of the pages, and also the Poison Garden Sal I am part of that as well. I haven't started it because I've been working on this, but it is a companion book to the Fungi Sal. So I am so excited. This is going to be so good. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, and if you guys really want to see the cover again, which, you know, I mean, I love it so very much. So, I mean, I'm totally fine with sharing it with you all. I just use 18 count white random Ada on this. And here you go. Isn't this beautiful? So we have fungi on this side, and we have the Rogue's Fungarium, edible, not edible. And then we have the cutest little frog here, which also has fractional stitches. But I don't care. That's different. That is different. So I love this. I think it's a beautiful book. I mean, it even looks like a real book right here. Like something that I should be able to like just pick off the fabric. Obviously cannot. So yeah, the front and back cover and the spine, definitely a full coverage piece. And then of course the pages as well. And the pages actually do go pretty quick. I just got to sit down and do them. And even the back stitching around 3 out of the 4 sides isn't that terrible, especially if I'm watching like a Flosstube or whatever. So, I mean, it's fine. I'm looking forward to that. It was just the font that was throwing me off, and that's what caused the block. Block is over now. I've given myself permission to do what I want there, and it's good. It's good. So I'm very happy about that. And then my other WIP that I'm working on was Infinite Christmas by Barbara Anna Designs. This one is free on her Instagrams. Anyway, I found it on her IG, and it's from 2021. I think it's beautiful. I love that it doesn't use the traditional colors. While I do love the traditional green and red, there's something to be said about having like blues and you know, whites and stuff. So anyways, I put this on here. This is on 18 count vintage opalescent. You can see the sparkle is green. Oh my gosh. So I did this tree, I did this tree, and then I did this box out here with these pretty little like poinsettias or poinsettias, and then this little bit of snow like right here in the middle. So that's what I did. It was like 250 stitches or something like that, approximately. So I did work on it quite a bit. Yeah, still in progress. So these are actually going to be the candles on the tree. And then over here you can see they will be lit up. And I'm trying to decide what color to do next. I'm not sure. You can see how it kind of fades out, except for right here when I come back here. But once I get the trees in, the trees will be kind of a blue. I think that'll make the border stand out a bit more, and I'm not so worried about it. The only change that I made to this was this whitish color, actually. It calls for ecru, but the ecru is literally the same color as this vintage. So I couldn't do that. So I did 3756, which is more of a cool tone whitish color. It's more on the blue side instead of the warm color side like ecru is. So yeah, and actually I'm surprised at how well this is coming up on the camera. So that's fabulous news. So I love this, and you will be seeing more of this come July as well. This was also a WIPGO piece, WIPGO number 19, which was in May. So yeah, I've been doing some fun stuff for WIPGO. So between that and then this month's winter bonfire night that I actually haven't worked on it since, so I'm not going to show it to you. I have done 4 out of the 6 WIPGOs that I was behind on. So that is excellent news. So I'm very happy about that. Before we get further on into WIPGO, because I do want to talk more about that, before we do so, let's go ahead and look at my finish for now. And so this is wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous. This is a comb here to represent Mary Jones, who is the June Stitch for Pride historical figure. And she was a sex worker at the Green Street Brothel in New York in the 1800s or so. And she was swindling from some of her customers, including stealing their pocketbooks. So she ended up getting caught, and during the course of their investigations, and probably an unwarranted strip search, they found out that she was born male, and she then provided her male name and proceeded to go to jail. And of course, during all of the court's testimony and stuff like that, that's what they focused on, not the fact that she stole pocketbooks. Of course, she did get out of jail, and she ended up going back to the area where she had lived and worked and took up a different name. I believe it was Julia, like Julia Johnson or something like that. But she took up a different name and continued her work. But, you know, when you see pictures of her, she just looks like a very elegant and upstanding woman. And I'm quite certain that she carried herself that way, and good for her, honestly. Now I want to show you. Look at this. This is the first 6 months. The first 6 months. I love this. We have everything from Elabias up here and Hatshepsut. And we have the 2 most recent ones. And of course the ones on the side as well. I am having so much fun with this and only choosing like the 3 colors. Or the 2 variegations and the gold. And it is just, it's so much fun. So we have 6 more months to go, which is why this is a finish for now. And I can't wait. Oh, I am loving learning about all these historical figures as well. So it is absolutely fantastic. This is on 20 Count Spooky, also by BeStitchMe. And then now I have my finish. So at the Eastern Iowa Cross Stitchers, I did finish my No Kings as well. This is by sirenstitchworks. And it's on 18 count winter mix. Just the scraps of it. Also by BeStitchMe. This is 1/1 full cross. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's very patriotic. I love this. I'm trying to decide how to finish it. I think it would be cool to like either put it into a project bag or even just make like a little stuffing of it and hang it from my purse. You know, show everyone. But let me know what you would do with this, because I am very curious as to how I should finish it. Like I've never made a little teeny tiny pillow or anything like that, so that could be kind of cool. Or even just, I'm kind of leaning towards like something I can hang from my purse because I've got a big purse. But we'll see. But otherwise, I love this. I love the eagle. I love the colors. Awesome. Great pattern. Absolutely fabulous. So that was my finish for the month, because I've been averaging about 1 a month here. I also want to talk about July and July WIP goals. And My July WIPGO numbers were number 2 and number 16. So starting on Tuesday, which is the first day of July, I will work on those. So number 2, it will actually be a new start. Now, I did go through my list here and take out a bunch of new starts and replace them with something else, like with catch-up days, because I had this massive project I wanted to do, and of course I'm way behind on it, but it's fine. But number 2 is called Eye of the Beholder. It's by Jessica Doize, aka JedXStitch. I love her patterns. I really love this one because it just really plays into my whole nerd thing. I love Dungeons and Dragons, and I love to play it and other RPGs, and beholders are insane creatures and they are fantastic. So utterly chaotic, utterly evil. But her pattern is so beautiful and it looks like a fun little sampler. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. It just looks like a very happy flower garden, and you could totally interpret like all of the eyes and the plants like a different way. If you didn't know D&D, you wouldn't realize that this was a beholder. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to start it. And I'll have to be sure to get that kitted up and check out my fabrics because I haven't done any of that yet. So that's going to be a thing. And then the other one, which is number 16, will be Halloweentown by Ship's Manor. This is one I started last year, but I actually didn't start it. I adopted it. So this is where it's at right now. Here, let me, you can see my face maybe. There we go. So this is where it's at right now. So when I adopted it, the only parts that were done were this tree and below, this mausoleum, this ghost, the purple and everything down it, and then only like a little bit right here of the river. So last year I filled up all of the orange, did the trees. I think I did the trees. It's possible that those were also done before. I don't quite remember, but I for sure did like all the orange up here around this ghost, up here in the tree, and I did this whole river and shine and all of that, which is 2 colors. Very difficult to work with floss, but it worked out. And I love this so far. I love adopting projects because I love seeing the differences between mine and what they had done. And this one is pretty special to me. I love it. It's on fabric that was called for the project, which I don't have the name right now, but I will be sure to get that later. But I think it's so cute. So this is where I will be starting, and I will show it as I work on it. For sure. You'll have to excuse me. My phone just died, so it's been about an hour. Just to make sure, I ran some errands and stuff, but whatevs. So my WIPGO board is looking really good. I'm very happy about it, and I only have to catch up a few more things, and of course do the July, so I'm very pleased with that. I'm not going to do that the rest of this month, the month of June here though. What I'm going to do is focus on my full coverage pieces because I have 3 of them that are in rotation at the moment. And then I have another one that I'll probably ask y'all about when I do my whip parade, because I do plan on doing one for the mid-year. What I plan to do in July, there's a couple of things here. Well, I like to do Christmas in July. I have a load of Christmas stockings that need to get done. I'd like to get at least 1, 2 would be better, but at least 1 done this year. Because those are the ones I'm going to be handing off to my sister-in-law, and then her mother's going to fully finish them, and therefore her family. So, yep. And so that'll be fun to do and to finish. And then there's also Shark Week. Now, I'm going to have to look. I might have a pattern floating around that's a shark. If not, there's a couple of them I've been looking at that I'm really tempted. And then I also have that one fabric that is white with a bunch of red splotches on it that I think could be really good too. So, we'll see how that goes. But Shark Week starts on the July 20th. The Discovery Channel's their 37th year, which is so fun. So I was debating about starting. I mean, I could definitely do the 12 days of Christmas and do the 1st through the 12th. Or I could do it a little bit later than that. And, you know, I could do it so it ends on the 25th. I haven't quite decided yet. Probably just going to do the 1st through the 12th because it's easiest, but then there's also Independence Day, and it would be really fun to do a bunch of Independence Day stuff on that weekend. So I'm going to think about it for a few days, and then in my next video, then I will be sure to let you know what I decided. So, because there's so many things I want to work on. So many things, and I love them all to pieces. I think that is everything that I have here for the moment. So thank you so much for being here. Y'all are absolutely amazing. I hope you got a lot of stuff done while you were watching and or listening to me, for sure, like on your projects and stuff. If you like what you saw, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you like more, you know, do all the things. I really appreciate you. And also let me know what you've been working on. I do love seeing what your projects are, and also putting some on my list too. My list is huge, but you never know. You never know. But remember, my cottage is always open. Thank you so much. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye-bye.